Morning Artesia radio show, and it's our weekly segment with our superintendents or administrators from Artesia Public
not
Schools.
Superintendent.
And we have an athletic director with us today, Cooper Henderson. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. How are you, Gene?
Oh, we're doing great. We're kind of in the middle of the summer now, and we got rid of the UFO festival. Now we're Eddy County Fair coming up, and then the school year. And of course, being an athletic director, you're always summertime it's a little less hectic, but not really, is it?
It's exciting this summer, Gene. I tell you, it's been very, very a lot of enthusiasm going around about what's start fixing to take place this next year. And the main reason is that every one of our summer camps with our kids have just had huge enrollments, bigger than we've ever had. You know, I know I started with the basketball. I think Coach Monaghan had 170, kids up there, and the girls basketball had a bigger group than they've ever had. Summer football and volleyball programs are going really with large numbers, a lot of participation, and just makes you excited about getting to the school year when you have that many people wanting to get started. And really a lot of our programs are doing things that people don't realize. Soccer team, boys soccer, is headed to Colorado for a camp. Just about all of again, our basketball groups both went to camps and did different things during the month of June. And football team is actually doing a team building. We went up to Ruidosa for a passing game, then varsity group went over for a team building at Camp of the Tall Pines for a day. And then I know the volleyballs, we had a home tournament last Friday. We went to Roswell yesterday. We just you catch each other coming and going, but what's the great part is there's lots of people coming and going. There's a lot of, sometimes we're needing more buses than what we normally need for summer programs, and
wow.
It's really good.
That's exciting. And then I'm not sure if this falls under your department. The band, I think, went to a band camp in Lubbock this past week, and so we've got kids going everywhere.
We really do, and I think that's one of the things. Just as a public school person, it's one of the great things as far as what extracurricular activities, how much they can enrich your education, and how much most people know how much they can motivate you to. If you really get into something that you're enthusiastic and you want to learn to work hard, it can really carry over not only into your schoolwork but into your lifelong, I think, attitude about work and making things that are good for you, something that are also fun. I think our young people have a great time doing a lot of these activities, and at the same time, there's quite a bit of work going on, and that's exciting.
Sure. I know you're going to send us some updated pictures and video, but you've been to the Bulldog Bowl. How are things looking over there?
They're looking great. Really pleased with the company that's the Turf Lane Company. They're a little bit ahead of their part as far as they already have everything leveled. And then one thing that's a little different, in the pictures you probably have seen some, but this turf that we really like, it's got they put a layer where they put rubber and they melt it and then put rock in it. It's called a cush drain. It's in between your rock layer and your turf carpet that goes on top, and it actually keeps that G-Max rating or that softness rating good. In fact, long enough that someday when down the line you got to pull off, unless you have underneath problems for some reason, you can really pull off your carpet and put it right back on. It's like being able to lay over it again. And then the folks that are doing the berms are about around with getting the shotcrete on the side, and it looks a lot different, but it's sure going to look sharp when everything gets finished. We're real excited about that project. Getting the new wrestling room started here pretty quick and getting things going with that. And that's another thing this morning too. I'd like to, when we get to, just maybe run through and talk about a few of our new head coaches in sports before we get done too.
Right. And as far as the bowl, I don't know if people realize it's not just for the football games. There's a lot of public that like to walk around the track and utilize that. So hopefully they'll get back to do that, opportunity to do that again here pretty soon.
They sure will. And yes, we have it open typically at 5 in the morning until pretty late in the evening. People, as far as walking, other than the time that our athletes are up there, we don't have, can't be using it. But other than that, we try to make it where people can use that facility, and definitely proud of that people like to use it.
That's right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about coaches.
Okay.
I know you have a new wrestling coach.
We do. He's new to Artesia. He's from Ruidoso. His name's Andy Olive, and Coach Olive comes to us with a background of both high school and college wrestling, and then also coaching at Ruidoso for a few years. He is going to be assisted by one of our coaches here, Corey Saxon, who did wrestle through high school and is one of our good, really strong young coaches too. And plus, he actually has some people that are willing to chip in that he knows from around to help him. They've already been kind of working this summer a little bit on. Like I say, it seems like all of our groups are getting some people to turn out, and he's even in the hot days in that hot metal building, he's still getting a few kids that are honestly a decent number to come up and practice a little bit a few times a week. And so I think that'll be a new program for us, and I think people will enjoy getting to watch those athletes as well.
Okay, and how about in the other sports?
In the fall, we have a new cross-country coach. Again, when I say new head coach, he's been coaching with us, but those of you who've been around the last few years, Nick Rivera has been coaching. He's been assistant cross-country, and then he has been a track coach. He's a distance coach. He ran track at Texas Tech, and also one of those coaches that for those cross-country athletes, I think will do a great job in the sense that he knows how to run. He spends a lot of time with them running and helps to get them I don't know, that's one of those sports that I think a little harder to get because it is a little different to just do the amount of work they really need to do. And he's been really good at being able to get our people to do those things. We also will have two coaches that this spring that have been a part of the program but will be serving as head coaches in track. This spring, Mandy Llewellyn, who's been with us quite a while in track and volleyball, has done a good job, and she'll be her and Adrian Olivas, who also people know as a player and a coach here through the years. Those two are going to head our track program up this year, and I think, again, we'll give some excitement and some things. Anytime you have some change, there's always some excitement about where we're headed, what we're doing, and I think those two will do a real good job keeping our track program going well. And so we have a few other places that we're shuffling and doing things with people who are already in the system, but that's pretty well as far as our head coaching situation where we're making changes. I don't know. It's also interesting when you get. I get excited when we get some young people back that have been in our programs. Gracie Puentes, who many of you know, seems like just the other day was playing for us. She's going to end up coaching junior high volleyball and high school softball, and we're glad to have her. And it's first of the year just seems like to me a time that everybody starts with a clean slate and fresh and ready to go. And we're excited not only about the young people but also about the coaches that'll be working with them. And I see a lot of good things with our coaches these days as well. I see a lot of the younger coaches helping out with the high school programs, trying to learn all they can and teach younger athletes, but also just developing those relationships that you need to be able to coach people. And so I say a good day for me to get to come down here because I've seen a lot of good things over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, you've got the coaches, and in addition to the coaching, pretty much every one of the coaches also do classroom teaching too, don't they?
Yes, they sure do, and that's we expect them to do a great job both places, and I think that some of them are real good. Some of them are super teachers, and we're real pleased with. I don't know that. I really think that whole picture is kind of interesting for a coach. It's kind of fun. It's a different kind of atmosphere in the summertime a little bit, and you get to be a little more relaxed. You get back to school a little more formal. Also, you're in season. It's a little even more structured, but it's a good situation. I really think there's a lot of communities or a lot of places where maybe, for instance, let's just say if you're in a really large community, it's hard for a young person to probably play more than one sport or be in more than one activity. And here in Artesia, we hope that they get to go do that band stuff you were just talking about and then still play a sport as well. And anyhow, we really work together, and we really encourage our athletes and really all of our activity people to participate. And that's really the philosophy not only of the I'd say the activity athletic program, but it's really the philosophy of our school of encouraging young people to be a part and to do the most they can.
Sure. And something else that is important this time of year is you're getting all the schedules lined up for all the sports, and I know that's a daunting task. After the latest realignment adjustment, what were the, if any, what were the changes that you've had to adjust to?
Really, it didn't end up affecting us too much because really it's a football change and it was one in and one out. No doubt the one that came in with Mayfield is good, and our district's going to be really I don't think anybody would disagree if you just say it's going to be the strongest district in the state, but we've typically had a real strong district, and
right.
I think that's good for us and good for the other teams in the district, and we expect our district to always have several teams in the playoffs and
so that's really the only change from a district standpoint is Alamogordo is out of football and Mayfield is, but everything else
is the same except for adding our wrestling program, and that's a little different district. I probably, off the top of my head, I better not get into that because it's shuffled a little around where it's southern part of the state. They throw some people together, and anyhow, we've got to work. I've still got to work out a few things.
But in everything else, it's Goddard, Artesia, Lovington, and I've gone blank. Portales. Yes.
We're both slow this morning.
That's good. How's the scheduling been going? And are you hearing anything from the NMAA in regards to any COVID issues? That
I am not hearing, and I'm not listening.
I don't blame you.
Probably shouldn't say that, but no, I think it's time for that. What do you say? We're going to be on athletics this year. We're not going to be worried about school health,
but
when people get.
But being the athletic director, you want to hear something.
No,
if you're not hearing anything, good.
No, and I honestly think we're moving forward. We know we still got. I don't want to make light. We've still got issues. We know, but they're not ones that are going to affect our programs and our young people and the way we have to do things in general. I think good health habits. Possibly we all learned during that time period and moving forward, and that's what I think. That's another one of the things that's just real exciting for all the young people is that they are back to being with each other and socializing, and that really was a tough. I really don't even like to talk about it.
I understand.
I like to talk about it because of the fact that we really are making progress on I think getting back to where people need to be for the students to be successful. Socially, emotionally, mentally, all aspects of life. I think we're moving forward, and again, we're just like anywhere else. Any of our activity programs, I hope one of the things that we do is teach young people to be responsible and to learn about attendance and things that have been kind of difficult over the last couple of years because of restrictions and stuff that we had to have.
Sure. Got about a minute left. Is there anything else you want to make sure we mention today?
I think mainly it's just I hope people are excited about getting school started, and we should have a lot of programs with lots of participation, and I hope we have a lot of interest in everybody going to watch and going to be a part. And if you have we also have some new people moving to the community, and if they haven't gotten their young people lined up or registered in whatever may interest them, be sure that they come up, and we'll be glad to point them in the right direction, hopefully to get them involved somewhere in our school.
There's certainly plenty to do, and there's plenty of opportunities, and that's one of the nice things about being in the Artesia public school system. There's plenty to do, plenty of options for parents and kids.
There are, and there's plenty of people that want you to do them. I guess that's the part I would say one last time really like about the Artesia public schools that are a little different in some is that all our people encourage people, whether it's Lisa Dillon encouraging a band student to be in athletics, or whether it's it doesn't matter whether it's DECA, whatever program it is that we're involved in. I think our sponsors and teachers and coaches all are for each other, and I think that's what makes our community kind of unique too, is that people are for each other and want each other to be successful.
Very good. Athletic Director Cooper Henderson, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gene.
All right, let's go to the news.